All right. Hey, I think we're live. Good morning, good afternoon. This is David Harbour here with eXp Realty. We're broadcasting here live. I do these periodically to update not only our agents, but people who are interested in learning more about eXp Realty. And so here we are. It's September 2018, and I'm going to give you an update about the company, where we started, how far we've come, and what the projections are for the future. So we've got folks tuned in. You may be watching this live. You might be watching it recorded. But what I have here is a wonderful presentation on the company. We call eXp Explained. And so if you don't mind, I'm going to do a screen share, and this will give you some of the nuts and bolts of this wonderful real estate brokerage. Now, if you're a real estate agent, you're with another brokerage, anything that I say, I just want to preface it by saying that there are wonderful brokerages all across the country with great agents and top production. But what I seriously want you to take a look at is, what is the business model? And I want you to ask yourself a couple of questions. What is your exit strategy from your current brokerage? Do you have any equity? Do you own any part of that brokerage? And do you have any type of residual income? God forbid you got injured, or when the day that you want to retire, is there additional income that comes in for your retirement planning? So when I talk about eXp's business model that has radically changed the real estate industry, you'll see those and a number of other things that really stand out that kind of really justify why this company is exploding across the country. So with saying that, I am going to do a screen share, and we'll get into it. So, introduction to eXp Realty. First and foremost, introductions. Some of you may know me, some of you may not. My name is David Harbour. I am one of the expansion leaders, if you call it, growth leaders. Everybody here at eXp is a growth leader in a sense. I was a broker that launched here in Virginia 7 years ago. I've been with the company 7 years. I've been in real estate 20 of those years, 12 of those with RE/MAX, which is a wonderful organization. Had the opportunity to do some HGTV episodes with Sabrina Soto and Discovery Channel. I was on a show called Double Agent. And then my previous life, before I got into real estate, I was in sports. Actually started in the NFL, played for the Washington Redskins for a few years, and then I actually worked in the NBA and NHL for 5 years. So I say all of that because if you're watching this, I want you to know I'm a real estate professional, first and foremost. Love what I do, and I can't think of a better industry to be in. Now, when I made the switch 7 years ago, I was at RE/MAX, wonderful company, but when this opportunity was handed to me, those questions that I presented at the very beginning are questions that I never even really thought about as a real estate agent. And so when I heard when Glenn was rolling this out, and at the time we were only in a handful of states, I thought, you know what, this makes sense. We don't have brand name yet, but this makes sense, the business model. So what we're going to talk about is a little bit about who we are, eXp Realty, our business model, our world, which includes culture and collaboration, and then how does this fit you? If you're an agent, if you're a broker, if you're a mega team, how can eXp benefit my business? And then what are the next steps to join? So who we are. Well, it all starts with this gentleman right here. This is Glenn Sanford, our founder and CEO. Glenn is one of those visionaries. He's out there on the West Coast in Bellingham, Washington, with the Bill Gates of the world. And, he's had a tremendous pedigree with internet startups. And in 2002, he launched his real estate career, quickly became a top producing agent that had a team that spanned multiple states, did production in excess of 60 million. And so he really understands the real estate industry, but it was at a time where he thought the the real estate model really doesn't benefit the agent. It's more for the franchise owner, it's more for the broker, but the agent is the one who's out there day in and day out, but they don't get any equity. They don't share in the revenue. And so that's when he set out to really kind of discover how he can make a better real estate brokerage for the agent. And after doing some analysis, he realized that the franchise fees and the overhead of being a brick and mortar were the biggest cost for real estate brokerages. So he set out to create one that eliminated those, and that's when eXp started in 2009. This is a timeline right here of the company. And as you can see right here in 2009, there were probably just a handful of people. Quickly, they got the attention of Swanepoel Trends Report in 2011 as one of the most innovative brokerages in the country because they started using technology. They started using virtual offices and ways to communicate that other brokerages weren't. This was just about the time that I came on, and we were, I don't know, maybe not even 10 states at the time, a couple hundred agents. And I know that I'm sure a lot of people in my industry, in my area, looked at me and said, wait a second, you're leaving, the big balloon company that was the largest at the time, and you're going to this no-name brokerage? And I thought, yeah, I am, because I believe that they're the next evolution of real estate. Well, I don't want to fast forward too much, but this company now is in almost all 50 states, Canada. We've got 15,000 agents, and we grew at over 200% last year. So it was either by dumb luck or the grace of God that I came aboard. There's a number of milestones here, but one of them that really sticks out is when Glenn launched the company, he wanted the agents to feel as though not only that feel it, but they wanted to have ownership. And so instead of it becoming a franchise model or him just owning the entire brokerage, he said, I'm going to take this public and I'm going to give the agents an opportunity to earn equity. And so that's what happened. The company is now a publicly traded company. We are now traded on NASDAQ under the stock ticker of EXPI, and it's given agents an opportunity to earn part of a brokerage that they would never have the opportunity at their existing brokerage. Fast forward to today, and actually just this past year, there have been a number of milestone and awards along with the rapid growth by Glassdoor, Inman News, Swanepoel Trends, that this company is a disruptor in the real estate industry, which is fantastic. As you can see by our explosive growth, I mean, this is probably not accurate that there's probably a few more thousand in almost 49 states, 3 Canadian provinces. And this is, excuse me, just in a short amount of time. There's whispers that this company could be at 20,000. These are projections that are thrown out there. But what's happening is agents are sick and tired of paying for things that they don't need and don't want. And they want to have equity and they want to have a retirement plan. So that's what's happening, is that agents are flocking to this business model at eXp Realty. One of the other wonderful aspects of this company is that it's agent owned. And the agents here wanted to make sure that we have not only a great business model, but we have core values. And so we have an agent advisory council that actually gives input and gets input from all the agents. And what we wanted to make sure is that we have all these core values incorporated with this company, because it's not just about making money. It's also about having a legacy of a brokerage that has a foundation. And that foundation for us is community, fun, agile, innovative, integrity, service, sustainability, collaboration, and transparency. And at the forefront of every decision that this company makes, those core values are put to the test. So for some of you who are looking at this and you're not sure, how is eXp Realty different? Well, this is a great slide here because it kind of talks about other businesses that were probably in the same type of paradigm shift. Now think of this, Blockbuster had stores everywhere. You would go and take your significant other and get a pizza and go to a Blockbuster store, get your video, and then come home. Well, Netflix, which doesn't have any stores, is now selling videos online. And what's happened is because of technology, because of the way consumers digest, this entertainment, they no longer have to go to Blockbuster stores. Well, the same thing could be said for Amazon and Circuit City or a lot of these other Borders bookstore. You can now buy things online, and consumers are comfortable with that. Well, the same thing is happening in the real estate industry. Agents, first and foremost, don't need to go to the office anymore. If they have a laptop, they're plugged in anytime, anywhere. And for the small times that they have to, they may go to a Starbucks or Hilton or even to the client's house. But one of the unique things about eXp is that although we don't own any real estate offices, we actually have a relationship with Regus where our agents can use any one of their facilities, bring their client in, and use them if they need to. But what we're seeing is, and this is according to the National Association of Realtors, most top producing agents don't go into the office. And so because of that, we're able to lower the expenses of this company and give it back to our agents in training, tools, and compensation. If we're comparing eXp Realty's cloud-based model to other franchises, what we're looking at is, on the left-hand side, typical franchises have costly overhead. They're locally confined. They have somewhat inconsistent growth incentives, and they're limited in technology and support. Well, with eXp, what they've done is they've ripped off that mentality that I have to be in just a certain area. And now what we're using is cloud campus environment, which means we all come together, regardless if you're in California or Hawaii or Canada, and able to share, collaborate, train, and share the same type of resources in real time. And it's an international collaboration. And then add another layer onto that. Because we're able to reduce that overhead, there are powerful equity opportunities in revenue share and stock equity. The first major shift that we use for training and collaboration is our cloud-based environment. We use what is called Verbella, which is a 3D virtual platform. I'll show you at the end of this presentation. It looks a little bit like The Sims, where you have an avatar and you go into a building. At first, I'll admit, it sounded and looked a little Star Trek-y. But what I quickly realized is how powerful it is. It's not a webinar. This is a live interactive platform that allows us to go in, share resources, share training. So if we have somebody who's excellent in Instagram marketing in California, the entire company gets the benefit. If we have icon agents that are doing production of 40, 50, 60 million, they share that and the rest of the organization gets to hear about it. And so what that does is that elevates everybody within the company. And when we share something or there's a message or a training that's pushed out, it quickly disseminates to everybody in the organization. Because we don't have the leases and overhead expenses, it also allows us to increase training and technology. One of the wonderful features about eXp that a lot of people may not know who aren't familiar with the company is that we offer 20 plus live hours each and every week of training. And it's from the most basic, hey, I've got a lead, what do I do next? To I've got a team of 10, how do I set it up and what's my CRM system? And everything in between. And oftentimes, a lot of these are recorded, or you can get them on your mobile app, your mobile phone if you're out and about. As far as support, this is another wonderful aspect of this company. Since we're a national company, our hours are from East Coast to West Coast. excuse me, got a little bit of a cough today, that we actually, instead of having to jump in a car and go to the brokerage to talk to the broker or tech support or somebody in accounting, we can actually access it online. Within seconds, you can go into an office if you have a question, and we have a support staff there to help you out. Boy, does that help out when it's raining or where there's winter storms, or I need every second of the day if I've got a family and kids. It's utterly important that time is our greatest asset. And if I could save myself time from getting in the car and driving to the brokerage to get some simple questions answered, this is a tremendous benefit to me as a real estate agent. I already talked about the international collaboration, but this is one of the wonderful benefits of this company in the cloud-based form, is that you're able to interact, you're able to train, you're able to do referrals on a daily basis in the cloud environment, where you could see people from all over the country on any given day inside our cloud campus. I'd mentioned this at the second slide here, but one of the essential voices that we have here at eXp Realty is, you'll notice you'll see on a tagline, eXp Realty, the agent-owned cloud brokerage. We have an agent advisory council, which is made up of 12 nominated and selected agents and brokers. And they're basically the voice of all the agents, and they interact with our our actual board of directors when implementing or trying to give voice. So as I mentioned, we're a publicly traded company. We have a board there. It's important that the board hears what the agents' wants and needs are. And so this is another really powerful aspect of this company, is that it's not driven from the top down, but yet from the agent's perspective. So here's the business model. And this is where I'm actually going to fast forward to, this is a visual of how agents are different here at eXp Realty than other brokerages. So most brokerages are up here at the top. They're selling, they have their sales, and that red line represents either retirement, injury, God forbid, death, whatever. They will stop selling real estate, and that brokerage will no longer have any financial interaction with them. At eXp Realty, what we have is, we have the opportunity to have stock equity, actual stock in the company. And that goes on well into your retirement, where you can earn actual equity. Right now, the company, upon a sale, upon capping, upon introducing somebody to the company, will give you stock. And you have the opportunity to purchase stock. There's a number of different ways. And on top of that, we have what is called revenue sharing, which is the highest residual income in the real estate industry. This also is another level of income that can go on to retirement. So most brokerages, I'd say 99.9, do not have anything. Once you're done, you're done. Don't let the door hit you in the backside, where eXp has the opportunity with this business model to earn stock and revenue share. So I'm going to go back to, this is the revenue sharing component of it. And it's simple. It's very transparent. If I introduce somebody to the company and they sell something, I get a percentage of their gross commission until they cap. And we'll go over what the cap is. But for example, anybody and this goes 7 levels deep, by the way, anybody that I bring in directly, I have the opportunity to earn 3.5% of their gross commission, which is $2,800 if they cap per agent. And I can bring on as many agents as I want in as many states as the eXp is licensed. And the wonderful thing about this is, It is a cascading revenue share model, which means there's 7 levels. So if I bring somebody on and that person happens to bring somebody on and I help them, well, guess what? I get paid on both of those levels. Now, I don't want to get too much into it, but it's simply the highest residual income plan in the real estate industry. It's powerful, it's real, and it's a portion of your retirement, or it can be. Now, you don't have to, but a lot of people say, well, where does this money come from? Well, it's simple. We don't have brick and mortar offices. And instead of the broker getting the lion's share of the revenue from a brokerage, we share it with the agents. So this is the actual model of the revenue share. And it's basically just the way it is. 7 levels. I bring somebody in, if somebody else brings somebody in, and so on and so forth, I would get paid on each of those levels. Now, there are parameters, as you'll see, that there's 1% if you have a certain number of people on your front line, and there's another percentage that if you have a certain number of people on your front side. It goes by 5 individuals, 5 agents on each level. I don't want to confuse anybody, but you can bring on as many people as you want. And each and every month, you'll get a residual check from their performance put right into your account. I didn't have that before my other brokerage, not even close. And the equity portion of it, if you go to EXPI right now and you look at the stock ticker, we're a publicly traded company on NASDAQ. And so we've given agents an opportunity to earn stock right now. Your first transaction, when you cap, when you share, when you actually bring an agent on and they sell something, you can earn stock. If you're an icon agent, if you make a certain level of production, we want to talk to you because the company will pay you your cap in stock just for coming on board. That's powerful. And then lastly, we have an agent equity program. An agent can enroll and take 5% of every transaction that they do with eXp and buy stock at a 20% discount. It's almost like the company's giving you free money. Those are things that I didn't have at my previous brokerage. 20 plus hours of training. I have the opportunity to earn stock and revenue sharing. Very powerful. We already went over the visual of how that takes place. But what I want to show you is this is what we use for training, collaboration, and our rapid growth. It's what is called Virbela 3D Virtual Office. It's our cloud campus. We have, rooms, offices, private settings. They're interactive. It's not a webinar. You're able to talk, raise your hand, go into a private room. And this is a little video. Hopefully you can see it here, but when you click on it, let's see if it. And again, when you first see this, you're taken back a little bit, like this is a little strange. But then there's something happens when you get in there a second or third time and a light bulb switch goes on, you go, I get it. This is really the most efficient way to communicate. We can go into agent services. I can go into tech support. If I have any questions, I can go into a class when I'm not able to get to a traditional class at a brokerage where I have to jump in my car and go to that class each and every day. Very, very powerful. And for those of you who are watching who have never experienced it and you want to try coming into the cloud office, reach out to me, reach out to the person that sent you to this webinar today, and we'll send you an invite. We're a very open company. We want you to experience this. We want you to see that there's a different way of doing real estate, one that benefits you and your business. As far as the tools, again, because we don't have that overhead that traditional brokerages have, we're able to do things for our agents, train them more efficiently, but also give them what we think are better tools. Now, starting with eXp Enterprise, this is a dashboard that really is kind of your central main hub as a real estate professional. I'm able to go there and see where my all my deals, where they are in the pipeline. I can see the stock that I've earned. I can see all the different tools that are offered at eXp. It's one place to log in, and I have access to everything for my real estate business. The revenue sharing, when you start bringing agents on, you're able to track to see what they've sold and what you've made. We also utilize SkySlope, Workplace for Facebook for interaction and support. And then, this is the real kicker, is that for our websites, all of our agents receive KV Core, which is an unbelievable CRM and lead generation website. I mean, if you were to go purchase it today, it would probably cost you $500+ to set up and $500 a month. With the eXp, you get it for our small $50 a month tech fee. And we're showing agents how to generate leads in multiple different ways. It has a mobile app. It actually rings you when a client is on your website on your mobile phone. It says, hey, do you want to talk to this person? It's a very sophisticated CRM website IDX system. I'm going to get out for 1 second. I'm going to show you the enterprise dashboard. And so when I look at this, this is one login. As a real estate professional, I can actually log in, see where my deals are. I can see quick links, so I can see eXp News. I can see our calendar of events. I can actually, we have a program called Make It Rain, where if I wanted to have somebody set up pay-per-clicks or Facebook advertising, I can generate leads that go into my website. We have a marketing center, and down here we have all the different social media interactions for support. Very, very powerful, and all at your fingertips for one login. The SkySlope that I mentioned to you is a wonderful transaction platform that integrates with Zip Forms and .loop. It has a signature platform in it called DigiSign, and it also allows you to archive all documents in a transaction, have them approved by the broker, and have them accessible for later down the road if your client has any questions. SkySlope is also seamlessly integrates with most email accounts. We already mentioned Workplace for Facebook. We use this as another form of interaction. These are private Facebook workplaces where we have documents, support, videos, questions for your state and also for the company. And then I already mentioned about KV Core. There's a handful of really powerful lead generation systems out there. These guys have done an unbelievable job. Most agents out there are not generating any leads from their website. At eXp, that's one of our core competencies, is that we want to train agents how to generate leads and how to incubate those leads and close those leads on a website that has landing pages, squeeze pages, the ability to set up drip campaigns and texting. It's a very, very powerful system. And as far as marketing and branding, the company really wants you to brand you and your company. And say you've got a brand name, the Johnson Group. You can still keep that group and brokered by eXp Realty and utilize all of our marketing. We use Breakthrough Broker for a number of our marketing support materials. Now, within the last, I would say, 2 years, there have been a number of companies that have said, who is this eXp Realty and how are they doing that? I mean, everything from Inman to the Real Trends to Market Watch. They're calling this company, and these aren't my words, the Amazon of real estate. Well, when I heard that almost 6 years ago, I was like, oh, that's a little premature. But fast forward to today, when we're in 49 states, Canada, we're the fastest growing real estate brokerage I think that's ever existed. That isn't too far off. Something special is happening here, and it's because agents are sick and tired of paying for things that they don't need and don't want. So we already talked about the equity program. We already talked about revenue sharing. Here's the basic business model. It's an 80-20 split. Everybody that comes in is on an 80-20 split. There's a $16,000 cap. As soon as you cap, you immediately go to 100% for the remainder of the anniversary year. Okay? There's a $250 cap transaction fee, which means your transaction fees are, once you've hit 100%, they're $250. On the right-hand side, the startup costs or standard costs are, to start is $149. Hey, we lost you there for a second. Sorry about that. Okay. On the right-hand side is a startup fee, $149 to start up with eXp. $50 a month is a tech fee. $50. Now think about that. $50 a month gets you a website that in and itself is probably $500 a month. Sky Slope. It gets you access to Regus offices. Any Regus office in the country, you show them a card and you can use it for free. Bring your clients in, drink their coffee, meet, write a contract. And these are wonderful facilities. You have a mobile app where you can access them. And so instead of having one office in your area, you might have 20 offices that you can access for free. There's a monthly $35 university fee, which will get you, as I mentioned, 20 live classes every week. One of those classes in itself would pay for the entire year for that monthly fee. And then we do E&O insurance based on a per transaction basis and a broker review fee. No franchise fee. We're not a franchise. We're a publicly traded company. So somebody might say, well, why would I leave my 100% shop? Or, for me, I was, again, at the big balloon company, I paid a monthly fee, but I was at 100%. Well, what you have to do is you have to take in all aspects of your real estate business. And what I mean by that is you have to take in the income coming in, but also what you're paying for. I know that I was paying for a website, IDX, my email, hosting. I was paying for contract management system, drip campaign, email. All that stuff added up. With eXp, I get it for $50 a month. And so add in equity, stock, you add in potential for revenue sharing, and now we have agents making 120%, 150%. They're making more than their cap in revenue share. And so that's why this powerful model is drastically different. And for those out there, they're saying, well, eXp is not a real player in the market. Everybody started somewhere. Every brokerage started somewhere. Well, yeah, if you said that 4 or 5 years ago, but these are from this past year, from Real Trends, Top 5 Power Broker, and the Swanapool, where you see eXp Realty is ranked 1, 4 in movers and volume, closed transactions. This company is attracting top producing agents across the country. We're a real estate company first and foremost that just happens to have a unique business model. So that there's a whole lot more to this company. There's a whole lot more to the training. As I mentioned, we are a very transparent company. So if you're watching this, you pass this on to somebody and they're watching it, this is the first step to just let you know why we're different, what that compensation is, but you really owe it to yourself to come in and experience it firsthand. Let us show you the cloud campus. Let us show you the training modules that we have. And so we invite you, if anybody has any additional questions or is looking to take that next step, this is a website here. You can go to bestbrokeragemodel.com, or you can text or call me at 703-928-1899, and we can have a discreet conversation. We can have a video conference. We can actually do an apples to apples financial comparison of your existing brokerage model to eXp's. A lot of people like to see it on paper of, okay, here are my transactions, here's the volume I did, here's my gross and net commission. How do I do better? And we'll show you. So I'm going to stop this right here. And the thing that I'm going to say is that agents across the country are starting to, I can think back to when I came on board. Not a lot of people knew about the company. Some people understood about the business model. But what happens is there's a pendulum swing as more and more people come, more and more people feel confident that it is a viable business model. And we've blown past that. As I mentioned, we're getting teams that are doing 500 transactions, and they have 10 members, and they are #1 in their state. So whether you're a single agent, whether you have a team, or perhaps you're a brokerage, you're a broker, and you want to get out of the weight of all the overhead, and you want to look for an opportunity to transition all of your agents to not have to train them and support them and financially give them the tools that they need, and to give them something that you probably can't at this time, revenue sharing and stock, you should seriously check out eXp Realty. It is a game changer. We're having people's, this is going to sound a little far-fetched and corny, but it's changing people's lives. As agents, we get focused in on the deal. What do I have in the pipeline for the next 2 or 3 months, instead of what's my exit strategy for 5 years down the road or 10 years when I want to retire. eXp Realty's business model gives each and every agent the same opportunity to create a real future for themselves, all the while providing them with great tools, unbelievable world-class training, and a platform and collaboration like no other. So I'm going to sign off for now. We're going to do these periodically. If you have any questions, you have that contact information, or it's right below. And I look forward to the opportunity of talking with you, sharing more about this wonderful company, and we'll see you around. You have a great day.